Welcome to this explainer. We're going on a truly incredible journey today. Picture this for a second. The very first light of dawn touching the lush, emerald green fields of Bengal. The rivers waking up, carrying the hopes of literally millions of people. This right here is the essence of Bangladesh. It's this wonderful, unfolding story woven together by rivers, soil, and incredibly resilient people. But as we're going to see, this serene natural beauty, it's just the canvas for what is, quite frankly, one of the most astonishing economic and social transformations in modern history.
To really understand where Bangladesh is heading, you have to look at its rural heart. From dawn until dusk, millions of farmers are out in those green fields, practically guaranteeing the nation's food security. Along the massive riverbanks, fishermen brave the waters, and up in the misty northern hills, tea workers meticulously cultivate gardens that just roll right into the horizon. Every single one of these professions, every family in these villages, they form a vital, beating piece of the country's ongoing story of progress.
Chapter 1. Independence Through Struggle.
Now, this peaceful nation was born out of some truly profound sacrifice. The sequence of events that forged the Bangladeshi identity happened fast, and they were absolutely defining. It all kicks off with the 1947 partition of the Indian subcontinent, where East and West Pakistan were joined basically by religion despite having massive cultural differences. Then, hit fast forward to 1952, the Bengali language movement, when the government tried to force Urdu, which was spoken by only about 3% of the population, as the national language. Bengali students bravely took to the streets of Dhaka University. They literally faced tear gas and bullets just to demand the right to speak their mother tongue, Bengali, which, by the way, was spoken by 56% of the people. This spark eventually ignited the ultimate fight for sovereignty, the Liberation War, which was declared in March of 1971 and ended in victory in December of that very same year.
But the cost of that freedom was sheer and devastating. This wasn't just a simple political transition, it was a grueling 9-month war. We're talking up to 3 million civilian deaths, with another 10 million people forced to flee as refugees into neighboring India. Yet out of this unimaginable hardship rose the Mukti Bahini, the force of independence. Ordinary citizens, farmers, and students, with almost zero military training, risked absolutely everything, fighting a fierce guerrilla war just to reclaim their homeland.
Chapter 2. The Phoenix Ascends. So after the ashes of 1971, a lot of international observers completely wrote off this war-torn delta. They labeled it a basket case, with a per capita GDP of just $85. But the people of Bangladesh? Yeah, they had other plans. Fast forward to today, and that number has absolutely skyrocketed to $2,591. Bangladesh managed to slash its massive aid dependency, mostly by achieving near self-sufficiency in food production. Think about that. Today, we're looking at a $416 billion economy that the UN has officially recommended to graduate from the least developed countries list in 2026. What a turnaround.
And honestly, chances are the clothes you're wearing right now are connected to the main engine behind this phenomenal growth, the ready-made garment, or RMG sector. By capturing a massive slice of the global apparel market, Bangladesh industrialized at a breakneck pace. They went from a struggling, mostly agrarian society to becoming the second largest apparel exporter in the entire world.
82%! The ready-made garment sector alone accounts for roughly 82% of the country's total export value. But you know what's truly powerful here? It's not just the economic revenue, as huge as that is, it's the social transformation. This massive industry is fundamentally driven by the hard work of millions of Bangladeshi women. They transition from unpaid domestic roles straight into the formal economy, gaining immense financial independence along the way.
Chapter 3. Women, Education, and Tech.
You really can't separate Bangladesh's economic miracle from the empowerment of its women. Between 2005 and 2022, female labor force participation surged dramatically, jumping from 30% to 47%. And to put that into perspective, while the regional average in South Asia actually fell during that same time, Bangladesh completely outpaced its peers. Through the garment industry, microfinance organizations, and some really massive gains in female education, women are gaining the agency to reshape not just their households, but their entire nation.
Now, this societal shift ties perfectly into what economists call a demographic dividend. Over the decades, Bangladesh successfully lowered its population growth rate down to just 1%. By doing so, they totally flipped the script. What was seen in the 1970s as a huge demographic liability, too many people and not enough resources, has been transformed into a massive economic asset. They now have a huge, youthful, and increasingly educated workforce that is literally ready to take on the world.
Chapter 4.
Youth and the digital future.
Over 650,000. That is the staggering number of registered IT freelancers working in Bangladesh today. Thanks to rapid connectivity, these young, super tech-savvy professionals are offering development, design, and digital services to clients all around the globe. They've essentially turned Bangladesh into a premier global outsourcing hub, ranking among the top countries worldwide for freelance IT talent. It's a real game changer.
And the broader market really reflects this explosion of digital capability. The domestic IT services market, it's projected to hit $2.1 billion by 2025. This is being fueled by over 130 million internet users, smartphones in about 60% of households, dedicated high-tech parks, and some seriously attractive government incentives like tax holidays. We're seeing companies move way beyond basic outsourcing, diving headfirst into AI, machine learning, and custom enterprise software.
All of this tech explosion is laying the groundwork for their next big leap, a blueprint they call Vision 2041 Smart Bangladesh. It rests on four main pillars: smart citizen, smart government, smart society, and smart economy. The goal here isn't just to digitize services, it's to transition into a truly data-centric, paperless, and innovation-driven economy. We're talking universal digital IDs, smart healthcare that actually increases life expectancy, and aiming for a $50 billion ICT industry that completely redefines the nation's role in the fourth industrial revolution.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to consider this. As Bangladesh transforms from a war-torn delta into a true digital powerhouse, what new global standards will this incredibly resilient nation set by 2041? Because ultimately, a nation's greatest asset isn't its GDP or its shiny new tech parks. It's its people. From the farmers in those green fields to the young coders in the bustling cities, this is a country marching forward entirely on its own strength, its own confidence, and its unity. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible story of dreams, struggles, and frankly, limitless possibilities. Catch you next time.